Okay, today we will see how IoT device interact with the cloud platform. Like if the data is captured from the IoT device and if we want to publish into the firebase is or the cloud platform, then what are the steps we need to take that we will see today. Because most of times device capture the data, but we want to perform some actions on those data. That For that one we need to publish those data into the cloud platform so that it can be accessed from anywhere. So for this demonstration purpose we have used cloud platform as a firebase. So we will publish the data into the firebase account, and then those data we will going to view. So for that one we need a couple of things like for the IoT device, we are using ESP8266 IoT device, and for this demo, we are actually trying to capture the temperature using the DTH11 sensor. And in order to write the code into the ESP8266, we are using the Arduino IDE, and the data which we are publishing into the Firebase. To view those data we need to write some HTML code. So that for that one we are using the Visual Studio Code IDE. So in order to set up the code into the Arduino, so we need to do a couple of changes. So we will go step by step. So uh, I have opened this Arduino IDE, and in order to upload the data into the ESP8266 module, we need to add one preferences. Here we need to provide one link. If the link is already exist with the different URL, then you need to provide comma, and then you need to provide this URL. This URL I will provide in the description section so that you can capture copy from there. So once it is done, then you need to make one more change. You need to select the board uh, as from the board manager. You need to go to the board manager and you need to type ESP8266. So here the that board we need to install here, as I have already installed. That's the reason it is asking, it is saying as a install. And we are using different libraries. So for that one we need to install those libraries too. So for that one you need to go to the manage library, and one library is you need to install, that is BST. So this is the library which actually help to get the data from the sensor and put it into the numeric value. Another the library we need to use, that is time library, which help to get the current time. So all the code is actually available in the GitHub link, that also I will going to share in the description section. So I will explain this what actually it's do before run this project. Um, Before doing that, now first another activity with what we need to do is like we need to set up the circuit. So this is the circuit diagram. That also image I will provide it in the GitHub so that you can do the connection as per mentioned in the image. Okay, so this is all about the Arduino setup. Now the second step is to set up the Firebase account. So for that one, you need to go to the console.firebase.google.com, and then you need to create one project already created as a Firebase the project, and there you need to also create a one real-time database which actually capture the data. So once it is done, then you need to copy this URL, and you need to open the Visual Studio, and then you need to execute a couple of commands in order to run the project or deploy into the Firebase account. So first step, uh, you need to execute before executing the Firebase command. You need to install this Firebase tool. That is command is npm install Firebase tool. If you get any error related to npm, which means that npm is not installed in your system, so that also you need to download from this site, and which help to download there is a there is a npm windows that there you need to download and install it. Once it is done, then only this npm command will you will able to execute. Once you execute this command, then you allow to execute this Firebase commands. So first step is you need to execute Firebase login that I already logged in, so I will not going to execute. And another command is the Firebase init hosting, which help to uh, uh, start the hosting services. When you execute, it will create multiple folders, and you need to provide few answers like this. If the project is already exist, then you need to select the project which already I have selected, that is the Firebase. Yes, and then once it is done, uh, there will be one public folder consist of uh, HTML file. So whatever you write here, that is going to be visible to the internet, or can be accessible by the particular URL. So that's the reason we will going to write all the codes into this index HTML. So we have used one jQuery library. Why we are using jQuery library is because the data which we are publishing uh, into real-time database, the data we want to fetch it, and we want to display. So that's the reason we are using this jQuery. Using this jQuery, we actually making the GET request, and we are showing. So here in this project, we are actually showing the data into the graphical way. So that's the reason we have used the third-party library, that is a lot. So this library will help to show the data into graphical manner. So this is about this HTML. And next step is actually is once it is done, then you need to debug it, or you need to run it in your local environment to see whether the application is work fine or not. So for that one, there is one command that is firebase. So once you execute, it will rebuild that file, and it will provide one URL, and that URL, if you open into the browser, then the whatever we write in this HTML, that we can see here. So this is how the data will be look like. Okay, okay. And in order to publish the data means this localhost URL can be accessed by the local system but not by the external user. In order to access by the external user, you need to deploy it. So that's the reason we need to execute uh, another command, that is firebase deploy. Once you execute, actually it will start deploying this HTML file into the cloud, and it will provide one a unique URL in order to access that file. So this is the URL, and if you go here and if you access, then you can see the same thing whatever we have published here. The same thing, it will be available in the unique URL. The advantage of this URL is if you provide the URL to the anyone, that can be accessed by uh, any people. Okay, so moving to the Arduino side, here we have write a simple logic to connect with the Wi-Fi and then get the data from the sensors. And once we get the data, then we are publishing into the Firebase account. So this is the simple code we have written. So there is one command that's, if you click on this verify, it will actually compile the sketch whatever we have written here. If any error is occur at the compile time, it will show in the output window. And this command will help to uh, to publish this code into the microcontroller so that it will be run periodically. So now it start connecting and publishing this code. Yep, uploading is done. Now it will start capturing the data. You can see this is the latest data available in this form store. That's it. Thank you.